Junie Zone, if your screen is still black, that's because it's on purpose. I don't have any pictures up there yet for a reason, and I have myself muted, so because I'm getting ready for people to come in, and I didn't want any background noise coming in. So I have myself muted right now, but the screen is black. But there's nothing wrong with your screen. But pictures will come up there momentarily when we get into it. All right, what's going on, everybody? It is currently 7:05 Eastern Standard Time. Like I told you, I was going to get started around 7:05. I just had y'all waiting a little bit, and I had my mic muted because I didn't want any background noise to come through, and y'all be like, what's going on? Or I didn't want y'all to hear me breathing or anything like that into the mic and like, what's going on back there? But that's why I had myself muted for a while, but that's why I was typing to you in the chat so you could know that I was still here. But I know some people had thought that something was wrong with the stream because it was just a black screen up there. Trust me, there's nothing wrong with your screen. You don't have to refresh anything unless you see that little swirling circle right there that just starts spinning and it means it's buffering. Then you're going to have to refresh your page or anything like that. But the screen is black for a reason. And it's because I have multiple pictures that I have to put up there to help us guide us through what we're going to be discussing this evening. It's been a rough, day or 2 days for the last couple of days because the unfortunate passing of Kobe Bryant and his daughter and those other individuals who was on that helicopter yesterday. Like that was the shocker of the year so far. And we just got into the year. We just got into 2020. So what a way to start the year off on such a rough note. But I still have some more videos that's going to be coming pertaining to that, or some comments or commentaries addressing some things people have said and everything like that rub me and others the wrong way. But I'm not really here to talk about that this evening. Well, it might come up as we go forward. It was unexpected because it wasn't going to be addressed in this commentary, in this live stream, because it was only supposed to be about one particular thing. But with the passing of Kobe Bryant, I think it might actually come up in this stream. Now, some of you saw that picture up of Sanaa Lathan. Can anyone tell me in the chat what movie was that picture from? This is going to help us with the with this stream. Can anyone in the chat tell me where did that picture come from? From what movie? The thumbnail. By now, I'm going to assume that everyone has already seen that picture. Right. Confidence Magnet got it correct. That picture came from The Family That Prays, which in my opinion is one of Tyler Perry's best movies, mainly because it showed a narrative that he never dove into when it comes to his particular stories or narratives and, things of that nature. And we all know that Sanaa Lathan's character played a huge, and I do mean a huge, bad wench in that movie. Like, she was not likable at all. She had no redeemable qualities to her whatsoever. Not a one. And I think every guy in here, and even some of the women, know what our favorite part was. And that's that part where her husband smacked her across that counter. I don't know anybody who saw that movie and was upset when that happened. But there's a reason why I chose that picture in particular to be the cover, I guess you could say thumbnail cover for this particular live stream. Now, the title of it is called Y'all Could Not Wait. Many of you want to be Andrea Wannabe Cartwright. No, wannabe but can't be nor would be Cartwright. Now, if you remember in the movie, she was dating this married man who was the co-owner of a company whose name was William Cartwright, who we know was a white male who had a position of power. He was a multimillionaire, mainly due to his father and his mother's efforts. And he was sleeping with her. And like I said, he was married. And she treated her husband like trash. Like she said, there's no way you could ever measure up to be William Cartwright. She even went as far to say that the child that they had together may not even be his. Like, if y'all have never seen that movie, please do yourself a favor and watch it. But I think everybody in here who has seen that movie before. But that was a wild roller coaster of a ride of a movie, because I know that Sanaa Lathan was in it, Tyler Perry was in it, Taraji P. Henson was in it, Kathy Bates played the mother. She was in it. Alfre Woodard, she was in it. But it was a really interesting film. If you haven't watched that movie, go ahead and check it out, and you'll see. And when you watch, you'll be like, "Oh, now I see what Torian meant." Yeah, this movie is good. Ballet dancer calling her a jerk is putting it lightly. She was more than that. She was definitely a female dog. We'll put it like that. But the reason why I'm mentioning all of this is because we all know what just recently happened. As a matter of fact, I just uploaded the video today about the whole Terry Crews and Gabrielle Union debacle over at AGT, and how he came out and basically said that he doesn't experience any racism or sexism on that platform. And a horde of strags came out and attacked him, kind of like I knew they would, but they don't really have a leg to stand on. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when Terry Crews was going through that whole Me Too phase for himself, and he said how he got fondled by this white guy who I believe was his manager or some guy connected to him in Hollywood, a lot of black men were telling black women that Terry Crews is not a guy to be going after as far as throwing your support behind him. Because if you remember, Terry Crews started echoing that toxic masculinity trope. He started throwing black men way under the bus. How many of y'all remember that? Terry Crews was throwing black men, like way under the bus with that toxic masculinity thing. And it was the whole time, it was a white guy who fondled him, quote unquote. And he went to what was it, the Supreme Court? He went to Congress. He went to all of them places. Now, Me Too, they practically slammed the door in his face because they're basically trying to say there's no way that this big buff black guy could have not handled himself against this seemingly scrawny white guy. But see, that wasn't the point. It's the fact that his privacy was violated. I mean, isn't that what Me Too was supposed to be all about? Last we checked, and that even put more emphasis on why Me Too is nothing more than a farce. That's why I keep calling them heifers. Me Too heifers. All of them, as far as I'm concerned. With the exception of the small percentage of ones who actually did go through something. So let's fast forward to the whole thing now with Terry Crews coming out and saying what he said. I just wanted to give you all a little bit of backstory just in case some of you may have forgotten. So Terry Crews basically came out and said, because he's the new host at AGT, which is where Gabrielle Union used to work at. And they fired her after being there for one season as a judge. And he basically came out and said that he didn't experience racism or sexism. Now, a lot of these hyenas took what he said out of context and basically was trying to say that he wasn't defending her. He said that he never experienced racism or sexism at that particular place. So then all of a sudden it turned from what he said, from like at that moment, what he said right there. And I'm about to bring up the very first picture right now. Let me know if you see that picture right there on your screen. Now, there's a tweet from someone named the Black Informant where it says Terry Crews weighs in on Gabrielle Union ouster, says he's never experienced racism at AGT. Then you have someone by the name of Thigh and Mighty, what a name, who looks like Jabba the Hutt mixed with a beached whale. We're just going to call her Jabba the beached whale. It says, say it with me, y'all. Black men are the white people of black people. That quote sounds very, very, very familiar. That quote sounds dangerously familiar, to be quite honest. Now, let's take another trip down memory lane, back to 2017, where you had an individual over at the root, or as we call it, the weed, say that heterosexual black men are the white people of black people, of the black community. Who remembers that? Damon Young wrote that. And we know Damon Young is a part of the Alphabet Academy. You had some people out there try to come to bat for him and say that, well, no, Damon Young has, 2 kids, and I think he's married. I said, and I replied with this: you do know it's 2020, right? You do know that it is currently 2020. And I just left it at that. I said you can pretty much put the pieces of the puzzle together from that statement alone. But this person came out there and they said that. They said that. Now, I'm going to scroll up right quick. I moved the picture up a little bit for a reason. If y'all look at the bottom of the picture underneath the time, the date, and where it says Twitter for iPhone, it says 5,210 retweets. But right next to it, it says 21,000 likes. Let's put the retweets to the side, because all that means is someone retweeted it onto their timeline and you don't know if they agree with it or not. But the likes, 21,000 likes. Now, I reposted this onto my page. I screenshot. This is the screenshot right here, what you're looking at. I screenshotted it. And I posted it up on my page. One of my followers on Twitter wrote back to me maybe the next day or maybe a couple days later and said, Torian, that post that she made now has 25,000 likes. Here's what I'm going to do. So I still actually have her post saved as a link. I'm going to post the link here. I want y'all to tell me how many, or go there now, and you don't even have to have a Twitter account, and tell me how many likes is over there right now. 21,000 likes. That's basically telling me 21,000 plus individuals, whether they are a hyena or the melina, that's a word I came up with, which is the male hyena, agreed with what she said. Quasi, it is one of the dumbest tweets. It's not only one of the dumbest tweets, but it's also one of the dumbest quotes as well to say that. But don't worry, because all the invoices that I bring to you tonight, which is basically the screenshots, are going to back up all the other quotes. Trust me, we just getting started. Wait till I have 5 screenshots. One of them being a tweet of mine responding to what she said. And that's going to actually be the next one. And y'all bet not get offended when you see it. Okay, so y'all said now it has 26,000. So that means in a day, it has jumped 1,000 more. And then she tried to, like, if y'all, I'm sure now that y'all seen the link, y'all can see all the comments there. Some people was going in on her and some people were agreeing with her. You had people going on there saying, well, if you getting upset, if you getting mad, then that must mean it applies. No, it's called trying to be the gatekeeper of your image. We live in a time, in a world where black men's image are at stake here. And it does not help when you have people like her and those 26,000 plus people are liking and retweeting something like this in agreement. Rap God, If you want to know if it's white people or not, all you got to do is go and click on the link that I posted and go to her page and scroll down, and you'll see a lot of black faces there, a lot of black female faces at that. That's one thing we have got to stop doing. We have got to stop acting like there are some amongst our own who will not be a turncoat. The one who posted this is one of them, is a prime example. And I don't care if she is about as light as the sun. Gone are the days when we're trying to turn a blind eye to this foolishness. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this one off and I'm going to bring up my response. Now, here's my response. If y'all can see it on the screen, press a 1 in the chat. Now, somebody actually said something that I was going to say, but then I had to come back and rearrange my tweet, in which I said, someone literally read my mind, my damn mind. If strags like the one who wrote that comment saying black men are the white men of the community actually meant that, then by strag logic, we should be loved to infinity and beyond, because we know you love you some white zaddy. Hold on, let me move because there's still some more. If that were true, then maybe the men could get some damn respect and cooperation out of some of you insubordinate bitches. That's what I said. Shout out to Vincent Harper. He said, salute to you. Stay beating that drum. Respect and love to you and us. Appreciate you. That's what I said. And I said it unapologetically, too. I meant every word that I said. It's funny they love to compare us to the white men. They say that they compare us to white men and everything like that. But when you look at incarceration rates, it's no comparison. When you look at infrastructure and economy, there is no comparison. You know why they're saying stuff like that? Because they act like we were the ones that put them into bondage. The word submission or being submissive or submit is like kryptonite to the hyena. It's too many hyenas running around here and not enough lionesses, in my honest opinion. Look at Lonnie Love. Got up on her platform and tried to say that black men with power and wealth cheat more than any other man. Meanwhile, she is dating bottom shelf, damn near to the dust, Brad, who is a professional extra actor. And if you don't know what I mean when I say professional extra actor, that means he literally does nothing but background work and gets a little bit of credit for it. I went to his IMDb page. It's nothing to run home about. It's not like she's dating Brad Pitt. Not that Brad Pitt would mess with someone like with the likes of Lonnie Love anyway. I would be pleasantly surprised if he ever even dared gave her a kiss on the cheek. And so many others are like her and like the person in which I responded to. Like, they could not wait for Terry Crews to say what he said just so they could throw an indictment onto all black men. And she said it. She pulled the Lonnie Love. She said black men are the white people of black people. Oh, trust, this is only the second screenshot. The next one's going to be a doozy. I told you we going to be here a while. The next one's going to be fun. And I strategically posted these in this particular order for a reason. It's like telling a story. The fact that he said who was the zaddy who murdered his child the other day. Yeah. McDaniel. I forgot his first name. Something McDaniel. But yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about because I did a video about it. No Simpin' 2 said basically they want black men to get the bad reputation for oppressing people but have no receipts. Instead of saying I am a sellout, they want to lie on black men. But I'm going to take my response down and watch this one. Watch this one. Now, look at what you see up on your screen right here. Look at this. Let me know if y'all see this. Let me know if you see this on your screen. This person's name is @SnarkySparkly, and their name is Michael. They replied to this person named Indigo Loves. Now, this is the same person that wrote black men are the white men of black people, who has now 26,000 plus likes. And when he said, let me be your king. Now look at the date, posted November 17, 2019, which was just a couple months ago. And they wrote up there in response, come on, babe. That's all it took. That was all it took. And put a meme of, ironically, a white woman that says, I'm here. How even more poetic. How about that? She put up there a white woman in response to that and said, I'm here. Throwing something as if she's willingly throwing her Jabba the Beach Dwell self at this man. Oh, but like I tell you, it gets even better. It gets even better. But I wanted to focus on this, though. It was that simple. Now, if y'all remember, I did a video talking about this woman this white guy. It was my last Petty Pendergrass of the year, where he was saying how he doesn't know how this black woman could have found him even remotely attractive. I can't even attract my own woman. Went on a date with her after she jumped into his deep and probably leaped into it, and was basically saying all she did all night was pretty much compliment my whiteness. He like, I can't see myself going on another date with her. It's impossible. I cannot see that happening. Now, this next one here. Oh, I could not wait to get to this next one right here. I'm smiling just thinking about this. I really am. So let's refresh. I just showed you a picture of her responding to this guy saying, let me be your king. And she says, come on, babe. And post up a meme of a white woman throwing something as if she's throwing herself at someone that says, I'm here. Check this out. Do y'all see what I see? Let me see if I can zoom in. Does something stick out to you? Look at the first 3 words. She threw herself to a man who is in the Alphabet Academy and apparently did not know he was that way. But because he was white, she didn't care. He says, gay as glitter, cat lady, probably drunk. He says, like, and you can just listen to that. He said he calls himself a cat lady. Like, this is a man referring to himself as a cat lady. But you know what? That doesn't surprise me, because I've heard stories about a lot of women who have been known to go around and mess with men in the Alphabet Academy. And that is so crazy that you have some of these, like Jabba the whale, the beached whale, who will say or make an indictment like she did on black men. But when this guy, who is clearly playing for the other team, says, let me be your king, she jumps out and says, okay. It's wild, isn't it? It's very wild. But we're the issue. We're the problem, apparently. And you want to know what's even crazier? You have women who are like so much of a bed wench. In fact, they have the Aisha Tyler syndrome. What do you mean by that, Torian, you ask? Basically, you have a woman who was once married to a white man, ended up leaving her for another white woman. She has to end up paying spousal support. I think this might be her last year to pay. But instead of her getting with, say, a black man, or hell, or even with another white man, she makes the ultimate leap and gets with a white woman. That's somebody out there, please help me make it make sense. Now, the last picture, the last slide that I'm going to show you, I'm not going to say that it's really funny, but it's actually very telling. And when I looked at that picture, I went and looked up what was shown, and it confirmed what was in the image. Look at this. Look at this. I saw this under that post by Jabba the Beached Whale. Do y'all see that? Do you see what I see on my screen as of right now? Yes, Vincent, that's who she's with now. What's going on, Gemini? It says, black women. Do they want love from white men more than black men? The proof is in the numbers. When you search I love black women on YouTube listed by number of views, you discover that black women give white men way more views than any other man. And here is a sampling. Let me zoom out some more so y'all can see it. There you go. White men who love black women, part 1, 3.1 million views. Why I love black women, 1 million views. Now this second one right here, this second video right here, I remember that video. Shout out to Solo Dolo. He said, that's a damn shame. Yeah, it is. I remember that video. Some of you may remember it too. This video went viral. I remember when this video went out, it was everywhere. I kept seeing it. I saw it on YouTube. I saw it on Instagram. I saw it on Twitter. It was everywhere. These are the top 2 videos when you put in that title that was at the top. Now, if you scroll down even more, it says white men who love black women, part 2, which is basically the sequel to this one. 770,000 views. Now that's a picture of Halle Berry and her ex right there. And I think in the thumbnail for this first one, that's Brad Pitt. I'm not sure who the woman is though. It looks like Naomi Campbell, but I can't be sure. Now, if you look at this one has Bernie Mac in it from his stand-up, I believe Kings of Comedy. Bernie Mac, I Love Black Women Kings of Comedy Tour, 295,000 views. So you mean to tell me Bernie Mac, who was a black man, who was married to a black woman, and his skit right there that says I Love Black Women on Kings of Comedy Tour got 295,000 views, which this clip is older than all the first three that you saw, got less views than the first three. And then there's one more. There's actually a couple more. Here's a black man right here. Why I Love Black Women. 160,000 views. Now, this is just your run-of-the-mill average person right here. 160,000 views. And some of you may know the person at the bottom. That's Angel Ramirez Jordan. Why I Love Black Women. He's probably one of the biggest advocates for black love on YouTube. 71,000 views. So you have the three black men at the bottom, as far as view counts go, with the commentaries from the three white guys at the top, with two of them being 1 million views and over. What does that tell you? It shows you that a lot of black women out here will prefer to hear that they are loved and protected and cherished as long as it comes from someone who looks like this. There's even a little writing over here on the side. It says black men get way fewer views than white men, no matter how they look and no matter how long their videos have been on YouTube. Even a famous comedian like Bernie Mac couldn't match the number of views white men get. The proof is in the pudding. Oh, it's some more down here. It says, based on these numbers, black women seem far more interested or obsessed with love from white men than they are from black men. Easy to say even Angel wasn't light enough. Exactly. And he's the lightest person on here as far as black men go. I told you I was going to bring the invoices this evening. Now, as comedic as it sounded going through before I got to this last one, do y'all see why now I saved this particular image for last? I couldn't lead with this. I could not lead with this image right here first. And this stuff is actually there. Now, a couple of these videos are a couple years old, but guess what? All that means is that the view counts have gotten higher than the 3.1 million or the 1 million. But I'll tell you this, the last three have not come close to the first three. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. But this right here is unacceptable. But it puts a lot of things into perspective. It really does. It shows that people like her wishes that we could be white men. And to be honest, if we was to all go to sleep today and we was to wake up white and we was still carrying on with our lives as if we was still like the same, but the only thing that changed about us was our outer appearance, we still wouldn't be enough. Sad and pathetic on their part, but I'm going to tell you this right now. I would not want to be anything than a deeply melanated black man any day. I get to stay out in the sun longer. For starters, I could even, When I tan, I can get a bit darker. But guess what? This tan I have on my skin is natural. I ain't got to worry about ruining my skin to try and achieve it. You're right, Genuine Trucker. We have no friends, unfortunately. We literally are out here on our own. And trust and believe, I've actually seen comments on YouTube on certain channels where I've seen women in those comment sections say to abort black male babies. I said, basically, y'all are just carrying on the tradition of what you've been doing since the 70s. What was it? What was that number again? 20 million since 1973? I don't have to tell you what channel I saw that on. Some of you probably have seen those comments yourself. I'm like, how are you going to create or continue your legacy without the seed carrier? Salute Solo Dolly said, my sun protection is built in. Sproles go shopping for sunscreen for Brad. What's going on, Treehouse? Stephanie Dudes, oh, she said 26 million. And that's a woman that's saying that. Because I know a lot of black women hate when that comes up. Trust me, I hate hearing it myself as a black man. Whenever it literally sends chills through my body, and not in a good way. Do you know how much potential could have came out of that? Yeah, we know Margaret Sanger founded Planned Parenthood. Didn't mean you had to go. Right Dead said anime Daughters of the Trade. I highly suggest that y'all read that book. Crack that thing open and read it from cover to cover. Lavelle 98, you said, trust me, white women are doing it with their men too. You're probably right. You are right. They probably are doing it with their men. But guess what they did? They cracked down on that Planned Parenthood thing last year and said, y'all gonna stop having all these abortions because they know what's at stake. Everyone else, they don't care. But 26 million, that's a lot of children. That is a lot of children. Like, you can't go back and erase that. That's done. Black Ray said a lot of the swirlers like threatening black men on YouTube. I've had plenty of them make threats to me saying them or their zaddy gonna get me. I can believe it. I can believe that. That's savage behavior. I actually just recently saw a video from Chris Crazy House, who has a new channel, Black Up India 2, TOO. And Water Sniper actually posted the video in which he responded to it, where you have this old white man, and I'm telling you, this man is old. Like, he has to be in his 50s, who is married to this 18-year-old girl, young lady, whatever you want to call her. He said, yesterday they were evil strags making fun of Kobe Bryant's death. It was sickening. Yeah, people were actually making fun of Kobe Bryant's death because if it was coming from a hyena, because of who he was married to. I'm like, that's not the time or the place to do that. I mean, this man just died and his daughter just died with him. He shared a family with that woman. And that was the first thing that came to your mind. With what you're saying about him, you're not feeling anything for him because of who he's married to, is no different than the palm color feminazi coming on there bringing up his rape case. They're both evil sides of the same bird, of the same bat, I should say. A bird is too nice. A bat sounds more wicked, more menacing. So you have the hyena stragg talking about I can't support him or I don't like him because of who he married. Then you have the palm colored hyena talking about his alleged rape case. Like, someone let me know when I'm off right now. But yeah, back to what I was saying. You had this older white guy who was like in his 50s who was married to this young 18-year-old female. If I'm not mistaken, they have 10 children. If I'm not mistaken. So you got to think to yourself, she's 18 or how she's young. So they started having kids when she was a minor. If I'm not mistaken. Which means that would be seen as statutory rape, but they did a whole special on them. They got a special. You know what it looked like? It looked like a 21st century version of Loving versus Virginia. This man was old enough to be maybe her grandfather. She had all these kids with this man, and no one batted an eye. I wish I had the link to the video, and I will post it in the chat so you can see it. But some of you are subscribed to either Water Sniper or Black Up In You 2, and you probably saw the commentary. But it was like, I said, are you serious? When I saw that, it looked like a 21st century version of Loving versus Virginia. And what's so crazy is, like, I have, like, when I posted up, like, the commentary, like, not the commentary, but my tweets about what's going on now, you know, with the whole Alison Morris thing and those feminazis talking about the rape case and everything like that. I had people on there commenting, replying back to me saying, well, hold on, let me, you know what, as a matter of fact, I'm going to go there right now and see what they said. Hold on. I'm trying to see if I can find it. There's so much. They said, I love that white women can do this and still be loved and revered by many black men. My thing is, why is the first thing that comes to your mind that a black man is going to revere a white woman when she says something like Kobe Bryant was a rapist? First off, she disrespected a black man in death by bringing up a case in which was proven to be false, in which he was cleared of all the charges. What black man in his right mind would want to run to that? Then I replied with, I love that white women can do this and black women still be their friend to the end against their own man. At least we know that might actually have some validity to it. Look at what Wanda Sykes just recently did. I don't know if y'all saw the video that Harvey put up, but of course, in true Bedwinch fashion, Wanda Sykes came to the defense of Alison Morris after she got on her platform on MSNBC and referred to the LA Lakers as the Los Angeles Niggers. But that doesn't surprise me because Wanda Sykes is in a relationship with, you guessed it, a white woman. And I heard, and I don't know how true this is, that Alison Morris is a part of the Alphabet Academy herself. And I said, if that is true, I said, well, boom, there it is. Exactly, Stephanie. What about Ben Rapeless-Burger? They love to keep him hitting. Oh yeah, we all, hey, listen, easy be easy. We are all on fire lately because with all of this stuff that's happened with Kobe Bryant, all of this stuff that has come out, people are coming out the woodwork and doing entirely too much. Like I said, I have some more commentaries coming your way. I think I have 2 more. I know I have one that's coming tomorrow and probably one that's going to come the day after. But I wanted, that's why on yesterday, y'all got bonus videos, which was announcing his death and then talking about his daughter. So y'all got 2 videos. So y'all got 6 videos yesterday instead of 4. But yeah, I'm gonna bring y'all one tomorrow, and then I'm gonna bring you one on Wednesday. But yeah, it's wild. It really is. But it doesn't shock me whatsoever when I see posts like this. And let me remind you that this woman, this individual, Jabba the Beached Whale, got this quote from a man in the Alphabet Academy. What did I tell you about how they work together in tandem with each other? I've said that plenty of times. Like, that man isn't even in the ground yet. His daughter isn't in the ground yet. Those other people on that helicopter aren't in the ground yet. And this is how they want to come at it. Like, when you get attacked from every angle like that, you do feel alone. Like, it's like no one is here to save us. No one is going to help us. Nobody. We got to stand 10 toes down firmly on our square. Because all they got to do is put out something like that, and then the whole world will react to it in tandem with each other and just deem it to be true. When she puts this out here, black men are the white people of black people, and it gets 5,210 plus retweets and now 26,000 likes, that tampers with the Twitter algorithm, and it spreads. 26,000 plus people. That's a lot of people that it reached. And if you look into the analytics of the tweet, 26,000 likes and it being retweeted that many times, that means I think that this tweet has circulated probably well over 200,000 times since its posting. Maybe even more, maybe close to 300,000. Like I said, as black men, we have to be the gatekeepers of our image. That's why I brought this to y'all, so y'all can see what I see, because some of you are not on Twitter. That's why I said some of y'all need to get on Twitter, follow me, have your notifications on, and you'll see stuff like this. The people who follow me on Twitter, they know what this tweet is. They saw it already. Like I said, you'll be amazed at the stuff that you come across on that platform that gives me the ammo to do the commentaries that I do. A lot of the stuff now don't even come from mainstream media anymore. It's a lot of raw footage that comes off of the Twitter social media site in the app. What's going on, Andrea? Talking about some black men or the white people or black people. Then what does that make you? I got a question to the black women in the chat. When you hear something like this, when she says black men are the white people or black people, what do you think that would make you? Or maybe she's saying black men are the white people or black people because maybe she wants to be white her damn self. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. To Jabba the Beached Whale, is that what you're saying? Are you basically saying that if black men became the white people of black people, that would make you a white woman? Is that what you're trying to say? Because guess what? If black men are the white people of black people, then where's my Fortune 500 company? Where's my millions to billions of dollars? Where's my palm-colored privilege? If you're a black woman and this offends you, it should. And it also should make you want to push back against that narrative as well. Because I swear, in 2017, when I first heard that, I was heated. And to this day, if I don't remember any other commentary that I do for the rest of the time I'm here on YouTube. I will forever remember that quote. Even if I didn't see it to bring to y'all in this live stream today, I will forever remember this. So people said you get a trust fund. Someone said, where's our immunity from law? Genuine Trucker says pale skin worship is a serious problem. It is. It really is. And then a lot of people worship them all for the wrong reasons at that. And you know what's so crazy? When I saw the title of the original article on the Root, when that thing said black men are the white, or no, but see, here's the thing, no, this is what made it worse. The one that made it worse about the Root is because it said heterosexual black men are the white men of the black community. That's what it said. The key word there was heterosexual black men. So basically, black women, black people, whether man or woman in the Alphabet Academy, and black children were the only black people in existence, at least in America. Heterosexual black men were the ones that were deemed to be the white men. And when you look at that article, it didn't give us any type of good qualities. It made it seem like we were slave masters. And then you had, of course, the stragg and her maggle minions come out and defend it and say, that's not what he meant. You need to go read the article. What do you think I did, misguided individual, when I first came across it? I just didn't go based off of the title. I went ahead and read that article, and there was nothing there to praise black men by referring to them as that. See, they think we're stupid. They think we're dumb. As a matter of fact, I'll never forget one time when I was at my job a few years ago, and I was having a conversation with this black woman who was a member of the Alphabet Academy. Like, you can look at her and definitely tell that she was definitely, let's just think Cleo from Set It Off. And we were just having a conversation. It was like a very intellectual conversation. And do you know that woman, or that person who was pretending to be me, was trying to question my manhood? And I said, excuse me? Like, we just had a very intellectual conversation, and you want to end the conversation questioning my manhood. And I asked her what made her ask that question. And she said, I don't know, because you just seem very intelligent for a guy. I'll say that again. She questioned my manhood and my intellectual because I'm a guy. Because I'm a black man. So right then and there, even those in the Alphabet Academy, even when they're trying to be like the opposite gender, will still try to play you. I will never forget that. And that's when I started to look at them with the side eye. And yes, this was a black woman who was trying her hardest and trying her damn hardest to be me. And when I say be me, I'm talking about appearance-wise trying to look like a man. Exactly, computer geek, because they're used to black men being dumb. She didn't think that the conversation was going to descend into something ignorant. She was surprised that I was able to keep up with her questions or whatever the dialogue was. She was surprised that a black man was able to engage in a conversation with her on an intellectual level, because she was used to talking to dummies. She probably thought we was going to start talking about, I don't know, reality TV or World Star Hip Hop or something. No, we was talking about current events and what was going on in the news, sort of like what I talk about every day on my channel. And she had the nerve to question my manhood. And when I asked her why she said that, she said, I don't know. It's because you're a guy. Right, Genuine Trucker. He said heterosexual critical thinking black men are seen as a threat in society. She probably thought I was a threat to her intelligence. Now, I would like to have seen her talk like that to another woman. Would she have said that? Probably not. Or she probably would have said enough to try to get her in her pants. But when that happened, I said, okay. And at that point, when whatever else she said to me after she had said that, I tuned her out. I just went back to paying attention to whatever it was I was doing. Now, mind you, this wasn't a coworker. Thank God it wasn't a coworker. It was a complete stranger who was there for the event that I was working. Just started up a conversation with me, and that's how it ended. And when she left, I was like, thank God. Thank God this male imposter left the building. And then tried to have the nerve to say bye to me. I was like, okay. I said it just like that. I was like, oh, okay. She probably looked like, what's going on with him? I said, hey, you said something that like rubbed me the wrong way. And when some people say something the wrong way to me, I become standoffish to them. If you're a bad reader of body language, you wouldn't be able to tell. Like that whole light moment right there that we experienced went completely dark when she said that. And I actually got cold when she said it. So y'all can say that was an experience that I had right there with someone in the Alphabet Academy when we were trying to have a discussion on an intellectual level, and then they tried to insult my intelligence. Those of you who follow me know that when I say when my intelligence is insulted, in which it was at that moment, I become very cold to that person. At that point, I don't even think that I could forgive you for that. Because one thing that with me, I consider myself to be a thinker. And one thing you don't want to do with a thinker is insult their intelligence and talk down on them like they don't know what they're talking about. Sure, I can take criticism. Like if I have something wrong, I have no problem going back and correcting myself. Y'all have seen me do that with a couple of my videos where I had to retract a few of my videos. So I have no problem going back and correcting myself. But when we're having a conversation and you end it off like the way that she did, the conversation becomes dead in the water. At that point, there's nothing else to discuss. And I'm sure some of you in the chat may have experienced that a time or two in your life. Maybe not in the same scenario as mine was, but I'm sure you've had people who have insulted your intelligence. And it's not a pretty thing at all. Because it's like you learn all of this information and you just want to like tell the world what you learned or what you discovered, only to have it shut down with some BS response like that. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream on that note. I just wanted to give y'all that last little story. I wasn't even expecting to tell that story right there, but I think I told it before, but I didn't dive deep into it like I just did. But I think I'm gonna end the stream on this note right here. I'm glad that everybody came through, or those who did come through. I think live viewer wise, I think I got up to like well over 200, so that's a good thing. Hopefully that means YouTube algorithm is treating my channel right. I think I kind of broke through it finally. But shout out to everybody who came through. Shout out to the people who donated. Solo Dolo, Black Rage 843, Genuine Trucker Twan. Shout out to everybody who came through. Back to the usually scheduled uploads tomorrow. I've been working like crazy to record some videos for y'all. As a matter of fact, I actually ran out of commentary to do, but I went on a binge and recorded like 10 straight videos back to back to back a couple days ago, so I could have some stuff to pump out there over the rest of the week. But shout out to everybody. Make sure if you have not done so already, follow me on Twitter. Have your notifications turned on. And to the people who's following me on Twitter, are the notifications working? Are the notifications working for you when I post stuff up on Twitter? That's what I wanted to ask. I should have asked that at the beginning. When I post the stuff up on Twitter, are the notifications working? Okay, RJ Connection said yes. Stephanie said yes. Hattie said yeah. Okay. So I seen a few, all the yeses I needed. So good. That's good to know. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, and I will talk